Magkakaroon na po ng konting kasagutan yung traffic jam na nagaganap po dyan sa bandang ibaba ng ating team standing sa ating third game tonight. It will be the matchup between the Burlington EOG Sports taking on itong Pasig Santa Lucia Realtors as we rejoin the action here at the Phil Basket Subic Championship presented by Coco Life. At magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat. Ito pa rin po si Noel Zanate kasama si Javi Palanya this time. So again, itong koponan ng Pasig Santa Lucia, Javi, they have to have a short-term memory after that sorry loss that they had. Samantalas Burlington EOG Sports naman riding on a high after really taking it to the Muntinlupa defenders.
Oh yeah, that was really a dominant win against the Muntinlupa defenders. Talking about Burlington EOG Sports, they dominated all departments. And maganda dito sa team ng Burlington EOG, different players tend to step up on different occasions. Before the game against Muntinlupa, it was JP Magoliano. And against the defenders, it was J. Mark Malyari. Looking at the stats here on your screens, total domination on all departments. And even if you look at the full box score, lahat talaga lamang ang Burlington EOG. And again, we go back to J. Mark Malyari, who is just averaging 8.9 minutes in this tournament and 5.4 points per ball game. He scored 16 points, grabbed 2 rebounds, dished out 3 assists, and had 2 steals in that game against the Muntinlupa defenders, and was really solid for Coach Britre Roma in that game.
Of course, 7 out of 12 shooting na rin para dito kay Malyari. Now let's look at the other side of the fence. Again, a very, very tough loss para dito sa Pasig Santa Lucia Realtors in their last outing against the Davao Occidental Tigers. Coco Life, a game that was tied. They made a foul when they thought that they were still not in the penalty. Yung pala nasa penalty na sila. And of course, Billy Ray Robles knocked down the game-winning free throws.
Yeah, that's why it was such a nail-biter of a game. Isa ang Pasig Santa Lucia sa mga suki, sa mga close games dito sa ating torneo so far. Against Davao Occidental Tigers, they were ahead majority of the game before Davao eventually caught up in the end game. They were shooting well from the field, but their three-point shooting was able to get them the lead most of the game. Davao was superior on the boards and in transition dun sa laro na yun.
Well, let's see if Pasig Santa Lucia can pick up the pieces here against a surging Burlington EOG Sports squad as we send it now to Ken Pangilinan for the introduction of the starters.
Magandang gabi mga ka-Phil Basket! Welcome to Day 10 of the 2021 Phil Basket Subic Championship presented by Coco Life. This is the final game of our triple header featuring Burlington EOG Sports going up against the Pasig Santa Lucia Realtors. Let's be the starting lineups. First, the starting 5 for Burlington EOG Sports. And forward 6'2" from Diliman College, number 4, Jethro Sombero. Also at forward 6 feet from Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Agusan del Sur, number 3, Neljul Saldana. At center 6'4" from ICU of the Philippines University, number 29, Alvin Baikyo. At guard 6 feet from Jose Rizal University, number 15, Michael Villarias. And at the other guard, standing 5'8", from ICU of the Philippines University, number 93, Enzo Dalpago. There's coaches with their home. And now let's see the starting 5 off. The Pasig Santa Lucia Realtors. At guard 5'6" from San Sebastian College Recoletos, number 4, Ryan Costello. At the other guard, 5'10" from San Beda University, number 21, Ivan Ludovices. At center 6'7" from Arellano University, number 15, Justin Arana. At forward 6 feet from SDI College, number 11, Cedric Aplaza. And at the other forward, standing 6'2" from SDI College, number 17, Shouts Bautista. Their coach is Paul de la Cruz. Our game officials, Rudy Oday.
Let's take a look at our starters here. Hatid sa atin ang Team Easy Surf 99.
And here are your starters for this ball game. Alvin Baichong and Lorenzo Navarro stepping back into the starting lineup for Burlington EOG. Para sa panig naman ng Pasig Santa Lucia, you have Ablaza, Japs Bautista, the two steady ones for Coach Bong de la Cruz, and Justin Arana, the man in the middle, Ryan Costello and Ivan Ludovice at the guard spots for Pasig.
And of course, itong ating starters atid sa atin, ang TM Easy Surf 99. About to get this one going. The dark shirts belong to the Pasig Santa Lucia Realtors. They are in green. White shirts naman para sa Burlington EOG Sports. And our first quarter is now officially underway. Hatid sa atin ng TikTok. Final matchup of the day. At magkakaroon tayo ng konting clarity. Actually, hindi nga tayo nagkakaroon ng clarity sa team standings. Mas lalong gumugulo eh.
And as you said earlier during one of our games here, ang daming anomalies dito sa ating tournament. Hindi lang sa stats, pati sa standings.
Right. As Pasig Santa Lucia, this is a team that's not supposed to be at the bottom of the standings. But let's see, they still have enough games. Only 1 and 3 coming into this one. So each team plays 10 games anyway, Javi.
Yeah, that's right. And by the way, the games have been playing the outcomes of the game so far. Nothing's really sure. Nothing is set in stone, even for the guys at the top spot.
Enzo Navarro has shed all of the tape that has been around his shoulder for the past how many games as he makes his first free throw.
Yeah, that's right. And a foul called right away dito sa bungad ng ating laro. A lot of the players trying to adjust to the calls here by the referees, and Commissioner Jai Reyes really setting a standard for the calls that the officials will see here sa ating mga ball games.
I made the comment in the game earlier that pwedeng manipis pero consistent yung tawagan. We are following the letter of the rule. And the shenanigans will now be cracked down upon. So makita mo, Diego Dario benefited from that in the last game.
Oh yeah, definitely. He had a heck of a game kanina. And what Commissioner Jai Reyes was saying, he wants to let the players bring out, they want the best of the players to be brought out.
So no more mga bangga-banggaan unnecessary dyan. I mean, even if it's advantage, disadvantage, there's no such thing anymore. Letter of the rule na po susundan natin dito. And that's gonna be tapped out of bounds. So Justin Arana able to get the first basket of the game, the first field goal of the game para sa Santa Lucia.
That's right. And kaya kanina dun sa game ng Davao Occidental, kaya nahihirapan sila mag-adjust dun sa mga tawag ng mga referee is because a lot of these guys are ex-pros.
Yeah.
And they are very much used to the physicality that the PBA calls.
Well, Enzo Navarro owns all the points so far para sa Burlington EOG. May isang fan na nag-comment, ano ba yan? May player pala kayong witch doctor dyan. Naka-headband na ganyan.
Well, actually, Inigo wears the similar headband.
Jun Manso did that also during his debut here.
Yan ang usong headband ngayon.
Yan. Hindi na po uso yung man bun, headband na.
Headband.
Good drive that time. And that's gonna be tapped out of bounds. So again, for Pasig Santa Lucia, we thank our friends from Coco Life, our official partner here in the Phil Basket Subic Championship. How do you forget a very, very painful loss that you could have won, but because of things beyond your control, natalo ka?
Well, that is the reality as a basketball team. No, there are really losses that is bound to happen sa mga career nyo. And for the coaching staff, all you have to do is prime yourselves and talk about it, and then just move on and focus on the next game.
Cedric Ablaza getting the layup there. You talk about the coaching staff para sa Pasig Santa Lucia, very experienced coaching staff. Bong de la Cruz, of course, former coach at UST, led them all the way to the UAAP finals. Pati na rin itong si Ogie Kumatay, a former UP Maroon as well.
Yeah, definitely. UP fight.
Yeah, dami nga. Yan ang hindi natin napansin, di ba? Sa pinibilang natin UP players, yung pala may Ogie Kumatay pa pala. Pero again, Ogie as a coach, tandaan natin, he also coached De La Salle Araneta. And he has really blossomed into a good deputy para dito kay Bong de la Cruz. Ang ganda ng tandem nilang dalawa.
Oh yeah, definitely. And they are really complementing each other.
Good cup, bad cup nga yata yung usapan nila
so
dyan.
So sino yung good cup, sino yung bad cup?
I would think knowing Ogie, siya yung bad cup.
Well, I played with Coach Ogie last night and he still has flashes of the player that he used to be.
Nightly na ba yung laro nyo dito?
Ha?
Nightly na?
MWF.
MWF.
Hindi kaya yung nightly eh. Baka wala nang umupo dito sa panel niyan.
O baka mamaya kakailanganin na ng medical assistance yung iba dyan. Pero nakalaro na si Eman kagabi.
Oo, nakalaro na siya. Tinawag nga siyang Mike Bibi ni Richard.
Naka-headband na naman. Eto ngayon, 6-5 ang ating score. Enzo Navarro one of the former Lyceum Pirates. Coming up on 7 minutes to play dito sa ating first quarter. The Realtors have a 1-point lead, 6-5. What makes this EOG Burlington squad so dangerous to you, Javi?
Like I said at the top of our coverage, different players tend to step up on different occasions for Coach Brit Roma. And as Enzo Navarro said in his post-game interview last game against the Muntinlupa defenders, it's the culture that they are building here.
Right.
And the culture that Coach Brit is showing to them na it's a team effort all the time. So dapat walang inggitan.
Right.
You know, whoever is successful in this game, egg them on.
Arana getting his second field goal of the game. They are grossly undersized kontra dito sa kupunan ng Pasig Santa Lucia Realtors. Entry pass, and that's exactly why they're grossly undersized, because of the height of this man, Justin Arana.
Justin Arana is a 6'7" center coming out of Arellano University, sorry.
So Navarro ngayon, they have to look elsewhere. Villarias, they move it around ngayon. And the floater is good para dito kay Saldana.
Saldana getting the nod again at starter here for Coach Brit Roma. He played 20 minutes in their last game and made a good account of himself, had 11 points in that ball game.
And he was a ridiculous plus 38 that led the team in efficiency.
I don't recall well when I have seen a plus 38.
Joseph Marquez ng isang araw. Nag-plus 38 din. Pero again, you, me, and Eman, we should have a seminar with our stats people on how to determine yung mga stats na nakikita natin. For those of you who visit our stats page, meron yung index of success. Gusto ko malaman yung mathematics nun eh.
Ngayon ko lang din nakamakross yun eh.
Oo. There's Coach Bong de la Cruz. Under 6 minutes to play dito sa ating first quarter. Yung plus minus, after a while, you get the hang of it.
Yeah,
kaya nagugulat ka na lang, plus 38, di ba? Japs Bautista has that knocked out of bounds. 5 seconds to shoot.
Of course, Japs Bautista was the one who was responsible for their stellar play just until the very end here for Pasig Santa Lucia. He had 21 points, built on 5 out of 11 from three-point country.
And not bad, sinamahan din siya ng kanyang schoolmate sa STI na si Cedric Ablaza, who came away with 18 points in that game, or 16 points rather in that game.
Yeah, right. That's right. He has 6 out of 18 points.
18
That's
points, right.
6 out of 12 from the field with 8 rebounds, and it's these two STI guys who have been consistent for Coach Bong de la Cruz so far in this tournament and have been leading the way for Pasig Santa Lucia.
Our first look now at Rudy Linganay, who's seeing his first action. Another ex-pro.
Sir, former Powerade Tiger.
Yeah.
Karelyebo nito si JV Casio nung araw.
That's right. Drop pass inside. Arana squeezes past the defense. He's got 6 in the game.
Looks like they want to get Justin Arana going here. Want to give him more touches on the offensive end and want to make him look for his shot more often.
Fall away, Villarias. Tough shot there for the veteran.
Scoring is just so easy for Byron Villarias, who, by the way, did not see action in that game against the Muntinlupa defenders. And when I asked their coaching staff, they said load management. After all, they were playing back-to-back.
Yeah, DNPCD pero load management nga yan. And I was talking about sa'yo kanina, Monrogado, the other game. Monrogado at saka itong si Byron Villarias have a similar set sa kanilang tira.
Yeah, they have a high arc.
Oo. Again, sinasabi nga nila, palobo mo yung tira mo. As we thank our friends from the Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority and the Central Luzon Regional Task Force.
And you know one other guy who has that kind of arc? Stephen Seruma.
Oh, you're right. Oo nga, pero you seldom see him kasi jacket up Stephen Seruma, but you're absolutely right.
Well, they have a lot of scorers on their team. That's why Stephen Seruma isn't really called upon to score.
That will be 5 seconds to shoot now para dito sa Pasig Santa Lucia Realtors. We have 4:41 remaining dito sa ating first quarter. 10-9 for the Realtors. Sticky defense. And again, the calls will be consistent because they're calling it the same way.
That's why. And all teams and all players have to adjust to the way the referees are calling it. This will be the standard that will be followed until the end of the tournament. Ayaw kasi ni Commissioner Jai na pabago-bago na subjective yung calls natin in every other game
So we are now following the letter of the rule as Jeric Teng, the captain, makes his first appearance dito para sa Realtors. Ablaza Muntik na madapado. Nice rebound there by Alvin Baitiong. James Castro in the game for the first time. Oh, Villarias putting on the ankle breaker against Teng, but he will miss. Teng has it, 4:20 to play here in the first. Gets the pick from Arana. Pass inside, nicely done by Cedric Ablaza.
Excellent dish there to Cedric Ablaza, who was free underneath for the score. Points in the paint, lamang ang Pasig Sta Realtors 12-2.
That's a ridiculous number actually.
Well, they are exercising their dominance, their height advantage. Talking about the team of Coach Bong de la Cruz.
This will be their first points, not from the inside, pero mintis naman. Look at all their points. Samo 12-2, that's all the 12 points they got. They're all layups.
That's right. And nobody has been able to hit it from the outside. Talking about both Burlington EOG and Pasig Sta Lucia. Burlington is 0 out of 2 from three-point country. Pasig Sta Lucia, that was the second three-point attempt that came from Cedric Ablaza for the green shirts.
JP Maguliano is in. A couple of games ago, he was the player of the game for Burlington EOG. Baitiong. I remember itong Burlington EOG is the team that likes to run the high-low a lot. Ano?
Oh yeah, definitely. Ang ganda kasi ng combination ng mga bigs nila. They have these long guys in Jander Malik, Kenneth Villapando, and then you have guys like Alvin Baitchong, you have JP Maguliano who can seal inside. Pero it will be interesting to see if they can run that a lot in this ball game against a very much taller Pasig Sta Lucia Realtors team.
And longer because kaya Jexter Apinan seeing his first action. And how about JP Maguliano? Positive kaagad sa kanyang pagpasok dito. Cuts the lead down to 1. And Pasig Sta Lucia nakikipag-jab-jab lang muna rito. Not really trying to put the gas, put their foot on the gas so far dito. Jexter Apinan wants to change that concept. Another inside incursion for Pasig. And Rudy Linganay will be called for the foul. Both teams now over the limit. And we're gonna have a sub come in para dito sa kupunan ng Pasig Sta Lucia Realtors, Tyrone Pierce-Chan, who's heavily in the rotation dito. They need that wide body. And here's another ex-pro coming in, Ronnie Matias. Papasok ngayon para dito kay Coach Britt Reroma. James Castro is given a good account of himself. How tall is this kid? 6 feet tall, plays point guard.
And he has manned the point guard spot well enough, especially at times when Lorenzo Navarro hasn't seen the floor a lot here for Coach Britt Reroma.
Free throw brought to us by Wilson, the official basketball of the Phil Basket Subic Championship. Split there by Castro. 14-12 in favor of the Pasig Sta Lucia Realtors. Ito na naman si 2-1-1.
Yes, sir.
2-2-1 rather. Sorry, 2-2-1.
Looks more like a 2-1-2.
Oh, now it's a 2-1-2, yeah. They get it out. Teng, extra pass. Ivan Ludovice. They're still not successful from the perimeter. Here's Castro. Getting it inside. JP Maguliano. Initsa na lamang yung bola. Muntikan pang pumasok. Ivan Ludovice, I believe, is the only starter remaining on the floor para dito sa Pasig Sta Lucia Realtors.
That is right. Everybody else has come off the bench para dito kay Coach Bong de la Cruz.
JP Maguliano, very efficient. Playing at the, looks like he's playing at the 4 position now. Usually see him at the 5 because nandito nga si Ronnie Matias, but very efficient. Here's another guy that should get a lot of exposure dito. Kasi kinikwento nga natin kay Coach Jai, kay Com Jai ng isang araw. Gawa kaya tayong 2 mythical 5.
Oh yeah, that's right. And it looks like he's gonna consider it, huh?
Yeah, ayan na nga. Com Jai is gonna consider anything. Because it is a new amateur league, and the vision of Jai Reyes is just amazing for the future of amateur basketball.
And the way the league has been going right now, it's just, I'm so happy to be a fan of this game.
Yeah. Again, both teams are in the penalties, so Rudy Linganay gets to the free throw line ngayon. This guy, when he was playing in the PBA, he was a headache.
Oh, yeah. One-man press break, Rudy Linganay.
Yeah. On offense, but he's also a one-man press.
Oh yeah, that is right.
I mean, I remember that. I think it was Sol Mercado got a technical foul against him because ang kulit niya talaga.
Definitely one of the peskiest defenders you will ever see here.
16-14. 2:37 to play dito sa ating first quarter. Villarias on the post-up. Again, that high arcing shot, wala para kay Byron Villarias. He's no longer the leading scorer in terms of average sa ating torneo. That distinction now belongs to Simon Camacho.
Who is all over the statistical leaders race.
Great block there by Ronnie Matias. 8 to shoot now for the green shirts. To get it inside, and nice use of the body there for Tyrone Chan.
Sir Tyrone Chan getting early floor burn here for Coach Bong de la Cruz and capitalizing on it.
Less than 2 minutes naman remaining dito sa ating first quarter. Pace is starting to pick up here. Castro for 3. Nobody has hit a three-pointer in this game yet. And that will favor Pasig Santa Lucia, a team that likes to score inside.
That's right. And what Burlington EOG wants to do here is control the pace and speed it up, and that's why they want to press here and force turnovers against Pasig Santa Lucia.
John Ray Villanueva seeing his first action. Jet Vidal also coming off the bench ngayon para dito sa kupunan ng Burlington EOG.
Jet Vidal, one of the bright spots, well, among the many bright spots actually for Burlington EOG in that game against the Muntinlupa defenders. Total domination.
What was that, a 38-point win if I'm not mistaken ba yun?
103 to 67.
Okay, I'm gonna need a calculator. Yeah, sorry, give me a while. Missed by Ronnie Matias doon. 36. This is gonna be a foul before the pass off to Chan. So someone else will be taking free throws. Rudy Linganay back to the free throw line. So 36 points. Is that the largest margin of victory dito? Ano ba yung San Juan versus ano? That was bad yung San Juan. At saka yung ano, yung Santa Lucia when they defeated 7A Primos. Yeah.
That was
80 to 53. So what was that? 37. Mas malala yun dito. 36 lang ito eh. Tama ba ako?
27 lang.
27 lang ba yun?
80-53.
Ba't ba sa UP hihina natin mag-math? Di ko maintindihan. Lahat naman tayo dumaan doon.
Isa kasi yun sa mga pinakaunang subject na kailangan kunin.
Yan ang unang subject na tutulugan mo.
Kaya pag-graduate mo, wala na.
Wala na. There's a whistle. Sino, Ken? Naglag si Ken. Matias ang matatawagan ng foul. Tyrone Chan, Pasig Santa Lucia. Now, this is actually their biggest lead of the game. 5 points, now 6 points for the Realtors. There's Commissioner Jai Reyes. Nagtataka ko kanina nung kumakain nung kanino yung coat. Kanya pala yun.
Sa kanya yun.
He was, the other day naman, he was here in a sports shirt and shorts.
Iba-iba parating outfit niya eh. Baka siguro dahil Sabado. Pero di naman niya sinuot yung coat today.
He's wearing it now.
Oh, okay.
Vidal. Less than a minute remaining here in the first. And another foul. Ayan na, taga-adjust na nila ngayon si Ogie Gumatay. They're telling this is allowed, this is not allowed. At sinasabi na ni Ogie, tatawagin nila yan. So Jet Vidal, this is somebody na ayaw mong painitin for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's something na ginawa ng Muntinlupa defenders nung previous game. They were leaving him at that left spot on the left wing, and he made a lot of threes from that area. He had 4 out of 10, 14 points in that game against the Muntinlupa defenders to go with his 6 rebounds.
Makes his first free throw, which is not a good sign here for the Pasig Santa Lucia Realtors.
And he did that after scoring just a grand total of 6 points in their last 3 games before that defenders game.
Galing na maghalukay na stats ni Javi. I did not know that. But again, Jet Vidal, he can score among the best of them. Napanood na natin yan sa PCBL dati. He's really almost averaging in double figures now. I think it was 15 or 16 a game.
Oh yeah, definitely. And especially when he was in college, I used to watch him a lot when he was with the Perpetual Health Altas.
Yeah. Here's Linganay ngayon. 5 on the shot clock. Do they know it? Jexter does. Jacks up a 3. Wala pa rin. 6-second differential between the clocks. And taking it all the way. Not thinking about taking the last shot that time. Etong si Castro. And he will be called for a foul. So I guess the positive side of this is that Burlington EOG could get the ball back.
Yeah, that's right. They could go for the last shot, but not really a good one because they will be taking shots from the free throw line.
Warning on Burlington EOG Sports number 13, James Castro for unsportsmanlike behavior.
Unsportsmanlike behavior. Sometimes that's a technical foul, but luckily for Castro, it's just unsportsmanlike behavior warning. So Castro will take a seat. Magpapalamig muna siya rito. As we have J. Mark Malyari. It's his first appearance after that phenomenal performance against Muntinlupa.
Oh yeah, J. Mark Malyari was really impressive in that game. Yun nga different players getting to step up on different occasions. I will not count how many times I will be able to say this in this coverage, but that's just really the team culture that Burlington EOG has built here, that Coach Britre Roma has built para dito sa white shirts. And it's kaya nakakatuwa panoorin tong Burlington EOG kasi kahit sino ipasok mo, parang pare-pareho yung effort na binibigay
Well, they need to get the shot off right now. Matias, up and under move. Ronnie was blocked that time. Recovery made by Malyari. Extra pass pa for Jet Vidal. And he will miss. Matias gets the rebound, but that's going to do it for quarter number 1. The Santa Lucia Realtors, or the Pasig Santa Lucia Realtors, using their might in the inside to register a 6-point lead against Burlington EOG at the end of the first 10 minutes of action. 22-16, second quarter when we return. Malapit na po magsimula itong ating second quarter as I enjoy my Astig Roasters coffee right here.
How is it?
Maraming
I haven't tried it yet.
You don't drink coffee?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just
Ba't mo pa
curious.
tinatanong?
Wala lang.
It's 22-16 ang ating score. Pasig Santa Lucia Realtors grinding here. Actually, I won't be surprised if there are no fast break points yet for either side because Pasig is not running. They're just posting up and scoring inside.
I see that pun you used there, grinding, after you talked about coffee.
Yes, yes. Good observation. Second quarter po natin, hatid sa atin ang Grab Kitchen. But it's really good coffee, by the way. Here's Linganay. Getting it now to Jeric Teng. On the drive, Teng partially bothered. And it's taken away by Ronnie Matias. The long arms of Matias. JP Maguliano, parang point guard. Ilalabas kay Nermal, upot sila on the floor. And Nermal is gonna be called for a foul. And makita mo na yung Pasig Santa Lucia, they're not complaining about the tawagan anymore. Sinasabi na ni Coach Bong, yes, they will call that.
Yeah, they are adjusting. This is the adjustment period. And it's good to see that the players are accepting it na ganyan na talaga ang tawagan niya sa liga.
And kudos also sa ating technical head, si Mr. Anthony Sulit, who has adapted to the vision ni Jai Reyes. And ito na yung tawagan. And there it is again. Yung slight bump na ganon, that's usually an advantage-disadvantage subjective decision.
Yes.
It is no longer that now. That's an automatic offensive foul because now you follow the letter of the rule. You stick your butt out, somebody runs into it na hindi kita, automatic offensive foul.
Again, he wants the best of the abilities of the players to come out here.
Again, pag advantage-disadvantage, they won't call that.
Yeah.
Because wala naman nangyari. Chan left open. Still no three-pointers for either squad. Vidal in the front court ngayon. Series of fakes here para kay Malyari. Tries to get it inside and he does! Ronnie Matias able to get away.
That's Ronnie Matias' first 2 points of the ball game.
Kausap ko si Ronnie nung isang araw. Hindi pa nga daw siya kondisyon. He's still struggling to get there. Pero he's getting more and more minutes every game.
Yeah, he's been averaging only 13.8 minutes sa ball sa tournament na to and only just 3 points per ball game. Not usually the type of numbers a guy like Ronnie Matias will put up.
That is our Grab Kitchen delivery of the game. Unselfish basketball. Tyrone Chan to Jexter Apinan. And that is actually the mark naman ni Bong de la Cruz. We've seen this a lot. I mean, he has turned nung nasa UAP pa siya, he turned that UST squad into a championship contender.
Oh yeah, definitely. And whenever coach is ready to adapt the team concept to his team, good things will only follow.
Here's a pinan. Nako, they left him open. I mean, he makes that. Don't think that was out of rhythm tira.
He does on occasionally.
Another hold here away from play. As we thank our friends from Coco Life, our official partner here in the Field Basket Subic Championship. Kakaroon na naman tayo ng balasa ng tao dito. Villarias will return. And Kenneth Villapando seeing his first appearance now for the White Shirts. Ryan Costello's also come back. Pati na rin to si Cedric Ablaza. Japs Bautista also in. Nako, Jet Vidal.
That was the same spot where he got hot in their last game.
He barely missed that, so I think they're going to try to go back to him in the next play. We have under 8 minutes to play. Sa ating second quarter. Ablaza puts it on the floor. Off the wrong leg. Can't get it to go. Here comes Malyari. Getting it now to Villarias, who lost possession momentarily. It is saved now. Malyari. Offline. Bautista can pull up from there. Alam yan ni Maguliano. 24-18 ang ating score. 7:22 to play in the second. Chan on the drive, on the spin, on the drop-off. Ablaza. Lalapit, natapikan. 6 to shoot now for the Realtors.
Pretty tight pass there that Cedric Ablaza tried to give.
Felix Apreco seeing his first action of the game here in the second quarter. He got the start against Davao. So ganyan kalalim na naman ang balasa rito ni Coach Bong de la Cruz. They get it to Costello on the baseline. Lets it fly. No. Jet Vidal getting a lot of burn here in the second quarter. Here comes J. Mark Malyari. Tries to shake off his defenders. Drops it to Villarias in rhythm. Villarias too strong. Villapando will get it out again to Jet Vidal. Less than 7 minutes remaining dito sa ating second quarter. Villarias. Still no three-pointer for either team.
That's right. And Byron Villarias has missed his last 3 shots in this ball game. The erstwhile leading scorer of the tournament still struggling to find his rhythm dito sa ating laro.
Here's another kid that I thought would see some early action. Enoch Valdez. I mean, you call Marty Hill a pest. He is a pest also. Ito si Enoch Valdez, but on a different level kasi wing player siya.
Oh yeah, and he's one of the guys that Coach Britre Roma has at his disposal na tall, long, and can jump high.
Yan. Kangkarot na malikot. Ibig
mismo.
sabihin. Ablaza. This will now force the hand of Britre Roma. Santa Lucia has now built their biggest lead of the game. 26-18 against Burlington EOG. This timeout brought to us by Astig Roasters. Back with us here, you can see Assistant Coach Ogie Kumatay trying to give the instructions dito on what you can do and what you cannot do on defense. But on offense, they can do anything.
Oh yeah, Cedric Ablaza, he has a knack for attacking the lane for Coach Bong de la Cruz. And he has been successful so far in this tournament, averaging 11.3 points per ball game. Close to Japs Bautista, who is averaging 11.8.
While we are about to begin, or we restart here again, there is Commissioner Jai Reyes looking on, and that coat is looking good on him. Did he play yesterday, ba?
He did.
Oh my goodness.
Hasn't lost a step.
That's true. It's going to be a whistle once again here. That'll be on Costello.
Second personal, third team foul. Substitution.
Enzo Navarro had a great start to this game. So, ayun na nga, sobrang lalim ng rotation ni Britre Roma. Yun na nga, Enzo Navarro just coming in right now. And you notice also, yung mga point guards na kinukuha dito ni Coach Brit, hawig niya halos maglaro.
Yeah, actually, that is very true.
The stocky, burly guards.
And talagang mga leaders talaga.
Yeah.
Kailangan may leadership ability. That's crucial for Coach Britt. Even when it's in his time with the San Beda Red Cubs, ganun na ganun.
Yeah, there's a kid now from the San Beda High School program, si Prince Etrata. I don't know if you've seen Prince Etrata.
Not yet, actually. I haven't been much updated with the high school.
It's Britre Roma Jr.
Really?
Yan ang tawag namin sa kanya. Kahit si Coach Ato Badulato, like when I mentioned it to him, pwede. Gumaganon siya. I'm trying my best to copy Coach Ato's voice. Coach Ato, get well soon.
We wish him the best, yes.
Yeah, we wish you the best. I'm trying to copy your voice. Sabi, Coach Ato, nakikita mo yung Etrata, parang Roma. Sabi niya, pwede. Laki ng boses eh. Less than 6 minutes to play dito sa ating second quarter. 26-18. Still remains unchanged. Ngayon, dadagdagan ba yan ni Japs Bautista? Still no success from beyond the arc for either team. You have to keep track of how many attempts have been jacked up already, though. Navarro before the shot. Costello. He's getting frustrated right now.
Both teams have already shot 7 attempts from beyond the arc
each.
And 0 pa rin. And we're already at the 5:44 mark of the second quarter.
That's gonna be a problem for Burlington EOG because the three-point shot is part of their discarte.
That's why.
It is not necessarily part of Santa Lucia's, although they did hit 9 3-pointers. Was it 9 or 10 3-pointers against Davao? 9 3-pointers against Davao. But it's really not part. Pag uminit yung Bautista, okay.
Yes.
Pag uminit yung Ablasa, okay. Pag uminit yung Linganay, okay. But not necessarily.
Yeah, because they have a lot of players who can deliver inside. You got guys like Cedric Ablaza. You have Justin Arana.
Who we have not seen yet since the end of the first quarter. Oh, nice step back by Rudy Linganay. But he will miss. Ablaza gets it to go, plus the foul.
That's already the 22nd point in the paint for Pasig Santa Lucia in this ball game compared to just 6 for Burlington EOG.
Again, Burlington EOG is grossly undersized here against the Pasig Santa Lucia Realtors. And Cedric Ablaza now gives the Realtors their biggest lead of the game. 29-18. You want to talk about revenge game? Ibig sabihin, gusto nilang bumawi sa their last game, boy. You do not want this Santa Lucia squad to get angry.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I was asking Enzo Navarro what their plan is for this game. Sabi niya, pareho lang. We treat every game as the same. Walang malakas, walang mahina. Lahat malakas for them.
Yeah, and that's a testament to Bong de la Cruz and Augie Gumate showing respect to all the teams here. As Navarro is going to be called for this one. You have to adjust naman talaga. The calls have been very consistent dito. And as I said in the first game, manipis na kung manipis, but they're consistent.
That's right.
Si Jerwin Gaco kanina nung palabas. Panalo sila, no? Sabi, Noel, manipis!
Sabi niya nga, mag-chest na lang tayo,
Oh,
Abby!
mag-chest na lang tayo. Ganun din sinabi niya. Pero at the same time, yun na nga, I just didn't tell him na lang. Just, guys, adjust na lang
Yeah,
tayo.
I just gave him the shrug. I'm like,
Yeah.
sorry.
And
Yeah,
when they watch
that's
the
the
game,
rule.
Yeah, when they watch the game back, makikita naman nila na there has been an adjustment. So everybody just adjust to it.
Kasi nga masanay talaga sila sa mas physical na laro eh.
Yeah. 29-18. Free throws were not dropped. Still no three-pointer in this game. Villarias, Baityong. Yeah, it's a good way to fish for a foul.
And the big fish he caught in Cedric Ablaza, Alvin Baichong will now troop to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Yeah, Aldrin, we should actually make like the all linebacker squad dito sa Phil Basket. Hindi pala linebacker, second line yung linebacker. Sila yung frontliners, huh?
Di lamang ng AICC dyan.
Well, at least they have representation. Ito ngayon, we can elevate itong si Alvin Baityong to right tackle or something like that. Tapos center nila, of course, JR Tagana. Siya yung tagabigay sa quarterback, di ba? Then you have JJ Collado. Sino pa ba ang pwede natin ilagay dyan?
Well, you can consider Tonton Bringas as well.
Pwede, pero yung pang linebacker kasi mas manipis ng konti yun pang linebacker. Tapos labanan natin, gawa tayo ng pick-up game dito. Nasa Subic naman tayo, uso American football dito, di ba? Gawa tayo ng pick-up game, yan ang front line natin. Tapos ikaw mag-quarterback, Javi. Pag ikaw na-sack, ibig sabihin na napagkaisang ka nila.
Meron ka pang Brian Hilario dito sa Burlington
Yun, that's another guy, that's right. Probably not as physical as all the names we mentioned. 9 seconds to shoot here para kay Linganay. They move it around. Tang, three-pointer. Still nothing. And Jeric Tang tried to get it back, but it will go to Burlington EOG.
The former University of the Santo Tomas star has been struggling throughout this tournament.
Yeah.
He's been getting floor burn 21.5 minutes per game, but only averaging 5 points throughout this tournament.
Salamat sa Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority and the Central Luzon Regional Task Force sa inyong tulong dito sa ating Phil Basket Bubble. Justin Arana, I mean, what a luxury. He played practically half of the first quarter, and you bring him for the latter half of the second quarter. This free throw brought to us by Wilson, the official basketball of the Phil Basket Subic Championship.
Alvin Baichong now with 4 points in this game, going for point number 5.
Baichong, nice soft touch.
He really is one of those type of big men who can mix it up inside but has that soft touch from the perimeter.
Sarap ka pick and roll ito siguro no si Enzo Navarro, nasa Lyceum sila.
Oo, syempre.
Pick and roll sila ng pick and roll. Lingana and Ludovicia now. Tang getting it over now to Ablaza. Tries to pass it inside to Arana. That was a good idea, but now a foul called.
They started that possession with a man-to-man, then shifted back to a 2-3 zone. And Cedric Ablaza recognized that right away and was able to establish that high-low with Justin Arana.
Ito yung nawawalang player ngayon para sa Burlington EOG. John Nermal has not really gotten back on track after his explosive performance a couple of games ago.
That's right. John Nermal didn't play well in their last game. Was only... how many points did he score last game? He had only 8 points in their last game in 15 minutes para dito kay Coach Britre Roma.
And for a team that blew out the opposition, itong si sa plus-minus, John Hermal was a -5.
And he's usually not going to put up those kinds of numbers, especially in the plus-minus department, because usually when he's on the floor, positive things happen para dito sa squad ng Burlington EOG.
Yeah, I'm looking at the plus-minus. Siya lang ang minus.
Yeah. Because it was total dominance by the white shirts in that game.
Coming up on 3 minutes to go here. Enoch Valdez has it taken away. Jump ball called. And luckily for Burlington EOG, they keep possession.
Possession stays with Burlington EOG Sports.
Palitan ulit dito. Jetro Sombero, who has been out of the rotation. He got the start but then lost his position in the rotation once again. As itong si Coach Britre Roma is trying to look for that combination that will work here. They are down but only by 9. And again, the kind of pace that Santa Lucia is using to grind and keep this game low scoring, yan ang ginawa nila sa 7A Primus.
That's right. And that's not the type of pace that Burlington EOG wants to play with in this game.
Finally, a three-pointer drop by the guy who had a -5 in the plus-minus against the Muntinlupa defenders. John Nermal cuts the lead down to 6, 30-24. Timeout called by the Realtors. This timeout brought to us by Stig Roasters. 3 minutes and 6 seconds remaining dito po sa ating second quarter. Let's take a look at that last three. It was rare and deserves a replay.
Oh yeah, the first three-pointer in this ball game coming at the 3:06 mark of the second quarter.
So 1 out of ilang attempts na yan?
That's 1 out of 10 for Burlington EOG.
At least sila nakashoot na. Santa Lucia, 0 out of 8.
Yes, sir. 0 out of 9. So titingnan natin kung that shot by John Nermal will ignite a spark dito sa shooting sa labas ng white shirts.
Lengana has it blocked. Arana, how do you stop this guy?
GG just gotta block him out and make him go away from his comfort zone. But every time he's that close to the basket, there's just no stopping him.
And ito ngayon, Sombero gets to the free throw line. Pag yung si Arana puts on the bulk required, and he's still growing. How old is he? 23?
Yeah.
23 years old. Ito si Justin Arana at 6'7", still growing. If he puts on the bulk, ilalaba ko ibalti yan.
Oh yeah, but he's getting accustomed to the play here sa tournament natin, and little by little gumaganda na yung numbers niya as the tournament goes. And nakwento niya sa atin nung media day na he's getting feelers from the Japanese B-League.
Well, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, he's such a good project to have dito.
Definitely. And I'm sure Boss Body Encarnado will be beaming with pride. Second player niya.
Alam mo si Boss Buddy, if there's an offer for a player or for his team, hindi niya pipigilan yan. Boss Buddy will say, wherever it is that you will make a mark for yourself, go for it.
He is very supportive.
Yeah.
And one of the guys who is now playing in the Japanese B-League, si Matt Aquino, already made his debut earlier today sa Japanese B-League, or finally saw the floor for his team.
But he's playing as a local though.
Yeah.
Pero okay na rin yun. There's Boss Buddy Encarnado, as we like to call him. Again, he's very generous pagdating sa mga players niya. If somebody gets a really good offer, go ahead, take it.
Yeah.
Diba? I need you on my team, but you need that for yourself.
Yes.
Also, always looking at the bigger picture. So 2 and 18 remaining dito sa ating second quarter. Santa Lucia's lead is down to 7. It was 6 just earlier. To the Vice. On the drop pass. Nicely done. And Tyrone Chan is making a mark in this game.
Oh yeah, 6 points already in the ball game for Tyrone Chan.
Less than 2 minutes to go. Dito sa ating second quarter. The lead is 9 now for the Realtors. Enzo Navarro. Villarreal still quiet. Navarro left open for 3. And a wrestling match between Sombero and Jeric Teng.
A lot of bodies on the floor momentarily.
Penalty situation on both teams ngayon. And you talked about Brian Hilario. Here he comes.
Early entry here for Brian Hilario. Kaya sobrang unpredictable ng rotation ni Coach Brit Roma eh. Kasi he adjusts per game eh.
Yeah.
Wala siyang set rotation talaga eh.
Brian Hilario, of course, played for the Philippine Merchant Marine School, coached by Medical Depot head coach Aldrin Morante.
And I'm sure Coach Aldrin is happy to see one of his players playing here at the inaugural tournament of the Phil Basket League.
Teng splits the free throws though, Javi. So balik ulit sa 10 ang abante rito ng Realtors. Brian Hilario, I would hire him as a tight end. Oh, that's an offensive foul. I put him on the offense, not on the defense. If I were putting up my own NFL fantasy team featuring the Phil Basket players. Yan. You won't put him on the line, you make him eligible to catch a pass because he's so wide he can bump you and get extra yards.
Yeah. But despite his weight, he can move well.
I know, this guy talaga. He started, I followed itong si Brian Hilario since he was a freshman. Sa New Era University pa nagsimula yan. Then when he moved to PMMS, he started putting on the weight, pero hindi niya nawala yung pagiging nimble niya on his feet. Japs Bautista, that's a great fake, but that's a miss. Villarreal's almost crashing into our table. Here's Enzo Navarro. Kinda too deep. Enzo momentarily open. He will fire. Nobody boxing out John Nermal, and Arana tried to erase him. Again, yung trabaho ni Justin Arana is to get the rebound. Somebody else has to block out for him.
Yes, yes. And Pasig Santa Lucia has to be very wary of these forwards that Burlington EOG has. Talking about John Nermal, Kenneth Villapando, you have Enoch Valdez, you have Jetro Sombero. These guys are long, they can jump high, they're tall also, and they have a great nose for the ball.
You could probably say the same about Brian Hilario and Ronnie Matias, who are now the number 4 and number 5 guys for the final 107 here in the second. So John Nermal making good on his first. Again, the pace belongs to Santa Lucia, Pasig Santa Lucia here.
That's right. Titingnan natin if this press that they have been trying to employ since the first quarter will quicken up the pace dito para sa white shirts.
You know, Jeric Teng has not had any rest since coming in towards the end of that first quarter. So is this guy, to si Rudy Linganay. Teng, 9 to shoot. Gets the pick from Chan, out to Rudy. Rudy for 3, no. And coming out of nowhere, Jeyo Ambohot, seeing his first action of the game. Another tall guy for the Realtors. Malyari gets it out, Villarias Matias. Byron finding Brian. They get it out to Jan Nermal. 3-pointer. That is offline. Linganay getting the rebound.
Awkward looking release there for Nermal.
Last shot could belong to the Realtors. Up by 8, 35 to 27. Sabi ni Brit Roma kay Malyari, attack him. 3 seconds. They try to get it out. Chan, good if it goes. Good line. And the first half comes to an end where the Santa Lucia or the Pasig Santa Lucia Realtors leading by 8, 35 to 27 against Burlington EOG Sports. We'll have the halftime score and the stats when we return here at our continuing coverage of the Phil Basket Subic Championship presented by Coco Life.
By TM Easy Surf 99. Ito na, Javi, ang ating tip-off. Medyo binalasa ngayon yung mga first fives nila from their last respective games.
AICC Manila inserting Shaq Taganas and Jesse Collado into their starting
their games. He came off the bench when starting as Jay Vidal.
That's right, but we know Jet Vidal very
patented man-to-man defense. Nakawala si Shaq. Drive by Manalang is good.
I'm sure Coach Brit Rerom, well, you know ito, Coach Brit, no? He really holds his players to a high standard of excellence. Kaya pag nakikita niya na hindi
AICC 6-2. (6-4) na.
Of AICC Manila very lightly.
Collado with the Euro. Too strong lang. Jet Vidal controls the rebound. No, hindi pa pala in control. And Shaq Manalang.
Parang inagawan na lang Kenny.
Collado, libre-libre for the shoot. Baby Shaq Taganas. The rebound and the putback.
It's simply gonna be hard for the black shirt.
Yung second fight nila, pwede rin first fight.
Oh, definitely. Esedja boys, usually their starting point guard.
That is Bobby B.
Wow, starting this Piton and Philip Manalang. Points in the paint, leading ang AICC 8-0.
And Nermal for 3 pero lumingon lang sila ng sandali. Nabawi galing ng score hasn't changed. And they are both running. Oiloan all alone. Friends from Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority. Maraming salamat po. Almost the same.
And Baltasar kasi sa Gilas, he's been converted to a 3 and a 4 guy. Same thing here with Normal, no?
Ooh, conversion there by Byron Villarias. Mike Mahula.
That's a shot that Davao can definitely make. Not really.
Seruma now. Gabo will fire it up and makes it.
I think he heard me.
November 1.
Oo, November 1.
Yun, sa wakas.
At sa ating bench points naman, AICC, sure,
Yes,
even
pressure.
at the backcourt. So, sino ang makakalaro ng best na ganun? Sila ang mananalo today.
And in terms of exit, para sa bola. And Seruma connects with that long bomb.
When guys like Stephen Seruma are converting from the outside and scoring the basketball, boy, this AICC team is very scary.
Ramirez, floater, that is good. Our boy from, we'd like to thank, again, Subic Bay, SBMA Central Luzon Regional Task Force for your assistance. Maraming salamat po sa tulong nyo.
Just 3 out of 13 for Burlington.
Trinas with a turnaround jumper.
Just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
And in that scramble for the ball, a jump ball is called.
Cheap defense ng AICC Manila.
Right, and yun ang execution na hinahanap ni Coach Britt for Burlington EOG Sports. Meanwhile,
They're players who are really not known gunners tulad nito ni Don Bingan and Stephen Seruma, although he is a capable scorer, but syempre dito sa team ng AI Pinsan, ng Kuya, ng Ate.
Ron J. Buena with a jumper. And we're down to 1 minute 50 seconds in the second quarter. And Jetro Sambero connects for EOG Sports. To Mark Rinas. Again, Jetro Sambero. Ito na ang hinahanap ni Jetro. At kinakita, ibinigay ni
Student on that play.
Right. 1 minute 21 seconds left. 43-29. And Nermal. So bumilis doon. He will run. Nermal, corner 3. Magallanes there to put it back. Ganas will take it out. Back to him and he scores of that beautiful Pangasinan. Uyluan, sweet jumper there. Byron Villarias, catch and shoot. No good. Baitiong will rebound and will put it back in.
And I think he's getting there little by little.
Wow, what an assist. Bito to Uyluan. We'd like to thank our friends from Subic Bay, SBMA Central Luzon Regional Task Force. Salamat po sa inyong assistance. Burlington, Navarro will take it in the middle, fight to shoot. Floater is up, wala. And look at that, Mr. Energy. Nasundutan. And Nerma got ball with an open lane, but kicks it out to Buena Fe for 3. Kabang! James Castro is streaking, and he made that runner.
James Castro.
Shot block. That was the TikTok move of the game. Bonus free throw here for Nermal. Nababa nila ng 7 points in less than 5 seconds there. And Enoch Valdez again! And he puts it in for the playing. Level up energy here.
Definitely. And this is energy that this team needs.
Yes. Meanwhile, Nermal now. Back to Enoch. He will shoot the 3. And he makes it! Wow! Enoch Valdez. Pero that time, na-isang siya na yung Iloan. Meanwhile, dito, finds Bitoan underneath.
Inside the ball game.
Special thanks, by the way, to Subic Bay, SBMA, and Central Luzon Regional Task Force. Thank you very much, and we will prove you wrong again after that drive. He misses that shot, and meanwhile, Mapulak lays it up and in. kahit pa paano protecting their lead. Kahit na-lead na siya. But James Castro says, akin na ulit to. 59 minutes, 14 seconds left. Michael Mapulak will power his way, and he is successful in that trip. So balik na naman sa apat ang lamang. Villapando open for 3. And he...
At the half, it is an 8-point lead for the Pasig Santa Lucia Realtors, 35-27 kontra dito sa Burlington EOG Sports. At magpapahinga muna, ito si Javi Palanya. I'm now joined, of course, by our Commissioner, Jai Reyes-Com. Great to have you with us dito. Ayan, Field Basket Commissioner. When you see that flashed, what goes through your mind already?
First of all, thank you, Direk, Eboy and Jeff, ang bilis ng graphics ninyo. Well, yun, I'm learning so much about the game, the other aspects of the game. Hindi lang yung laro lang ng laro, the officiating, how to manage the officials, and of course, the production and technical side.
Yeah.
There's a completely different angle for me about the game, but yun yung maganda sa basketball eh. Every day is a learning experience.
And I've also noticed, and I noticed that as soon as I came in here today, the officiating has changed also, Com.
Yeah.
So tell us about the your decision on the officiating dito.
Well, we tried it out for the first week kung ano magiging tema ng officiating.
Yeah.
And we got feedback from the coaches and the players. And predominantly nang nakikita nila and nakikita ko rin is that each and every game medyo inconsistent. Hindi nila alam kung kailan yung makapal or kung kailan yung manipis. So
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to adjust right now. We're drawing the line. Kinakahon natin yung fouls at hindi. So it's easier to judge kung ano talaga yung allowable at hindi.
Alright, we're gonna take a look at some halftime stats at ilalabas na naman ni Com Jai yung kanyang pagiging analyst. Of course, our halftime stats brought to us by TM Easy Surf 99. Com Jai, when you look at those stats, what do you see about the first half performance for both squads?
Well, just looking at the big picture, EOG Sports is actually ahead in a lot of the statistics. And, you know, the pace of the game, it's good for them. But the big problem is they're only shooting 19%
Yeah.
from the field. And looking at the box score, nobody from their team has made more than one shot. So lahat sila maximum lang ng one make in the first half. So that's the glaring stat here in the first half.
And of course, the three-point shot is also part of their arsenal. Let's take a look at the leading scorers heading into the third quarter, brought to us by Grab Kitchen.
So very equal for both teams, but Seda Blasa and Justin Aran